There's some blue cheese in there from here.
All right, well, just want to thank you guys for coming. Because, well, the weather's not too great, but at least we've got a local contingent coming in. So I just want to speak a little bit about what's going on with me and where and how I'm at this position now and what I'm doing to further myself. At this moment right now, I'm a professional golfer and I'm working towards being as good as I can be and achieve all my goals. I was speaking with the board of director of the Golf Association, and he passed a book on to me. It's called Outliers. It's by Malcolm Gladwell, and he was telling me how I should read this book to learn, kind of just realize what type of person I was and the reason behind it. But this was a quote from Malcolm Gladwell. It says, "When outliers become outliers, it's not just because of their own efforts, it's because of the contributions of lots of different people in lots of different circumstances. What truly distinguishes their histories is not only their extraordinary talent, but their extraordinary opportunities." And that book's kind of been helping me out, it's been a nice read just to learn a few things along with the help of others. But if I look back at myself, I can see a story evolve of certain opportunities and circumstances where I've had to kind of make a choice. And the choice is usually, do I just step back and go become CPGA professional, teach at a club, or do I continue to go with the dream? So let me continue here. Before I went to college, I had a couple things that happened. I was a Mill Run Club champion. That was actually, as a junior, I was a men's club champion. In 2000, I was the Foxbridge Junior Club champion. That was the same year. 2001, I was on a junior tour, Ping Junior Tour. I was able to be on the top. I was third place overall, and I was able to play on the all-team tournament, which was something special. And in 2001 as well, I played in this college prospects tournament, which I thought was going to be this special tournament where if I played well, I might get signed to a scholarship. And just so happens I won it, and nothing happened. So that was a little bit of a shock, but because I really thought that something was going to happen. And that it was at that point that I decided that I wanted, instead of go to college, get my professional golf management degree or certificate at Georgian College, say, I decided to play golf and take golf to the next level. And in doing so, I have to go down to the States. And I decided that I'm going to search for a scholarship. Just so happens when I took the year off, I got a scholarship at Alcorn State University, which just so happened to be the 2 weeks left in the season, or the summer season. Enrollment was starting in 2 weeks, so we ended up driving down to Alcorn, Mississippi, and this is basically where we had to make the number one choice. Do we either stop right here, do we go back home, go to college, or do we continue with it? Mind you, Alcorn State's in the middle, 2 hours in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the Mississippi religious belt. It's definitely a culture shock. So I made that decision right then to continue with the dream. And when I always thought about the end result, it was always something positive. A professional golf, PGA Tour, this is always what I wanted. Alcorn State didn't really work out so well, but I had a coach that allowed me to transfer. And I chose Texas Southern University, which I attended from August 2005 through till this past May. Texas Southern University, as I said, for culture shock, it was part of an HBCU, which is historically black colleges. located in Houston, Texas, and it was great. Met a lot of people, and it's one of those things that actually builds character as you go through the situations and you find your place. And again, it's one of those places where I was able to define some of my goals and achieve them. Some of the things that I was able to do was we were conference champions in 2007. I was also the individual medalist. We won that conference championship and were able to play in the NCAA regionals. Also, through that with play, I was the individual runner-up in the conference championship 2005, 2006, and 2008. So I was happy to at least get one win. Also, one of the big things that I had was I never placed outside the top 5 places in the in conference or inside the conference tournaments, which, needless to say, maybe 70% of the actual players on the team were actually competing. But to be inside the top 5 every tournament was pretty special. Now, on an academic side, I always wanted to have myself at a higher level, and I was able to achieve a 3.04 GPA, which I was proud of. I was named to the SWAC All Academic Team, which was a collection of a few of the players from other schools who had an outstanding GPA through their entire time at their universities. Some of my other highlights are just here. A couple of the special ones that I had was Conference USA. That was a +5. I placed 5th place, but I can remember I was on a par 5 on my last hole, 100 yards out, shooting in, and I ended up making a bogey. Had I made birdie, it would have been a runner-up position, and that was actually one of my toughest competitions because Conference USA is a bigger conference than the SWAC, and it's some of the best colleges and players in the country. One of the other tournaments that I don't have down there is the NCAA regional, which had, obviously there were 3 regions, but these were now the best of the nation, and I was able to. I placed in the 54th position, which was great. I beat some of the top guys like Colt Knost and Pablo Martin. It was just one of those things where it kind of pushes you further and really gives you extra drive. So once I finished college, I graduated in May. It brings up another question. Now what? And in my mind, I was deciding that I'd take a couple of years off from competitive golf and be working and just use my golf, play golf, but pay off some student debt that I may have accrued and just work towards it, always have a watchful eye and be ready to continue. Well, it seems that the opportunity came when I went to qualify for the Canadian Open. I went to Rattlesnake Point with not too many expectations, but just the idea that I could actually play in the Canadian Open. And my scorecard's here on the top. It's if you can't see it, it's actually a 67. I shot 5 under par, 1 bogey, and I went into a playoff for 4 spots out of 156 men, and I got it on the second playoff hole. Thankfully, there was someone else who made a bogey on the first hole, but I was able to, in the dark, make my birdie to go on. So instantly, you're thinking you're going to be going one way, and you end up going the other, just because of opportunities that come about. And playing in the Canadian Open was a big opportunity for me and a learning experience to see what it takes, and also something to bring back all those goals that I wanted, and it almost had me re-evaluating my goals as well.